Hello again. First thing I guess is to wish those folk that have been kind enough to subscribe and view my channel, I wish you happy new year. I've not been posting for a couple of weeks. I had a trip in a back of an ambulance into the accident emergency in the local hospital again, and I'm due back in hospital another couple of weeks for another surgical procedure, kind of linked to the cancer I had 3 years ago. Routine, hopefully should be in and out today, and I should be fishing again. You'll recognise this beach because I've been on it before. I've just come for a recce and a breath of fresh air. See what the sea looks like and what the fishing prospects are really. We've got the beach to ourselves today. Tide's just on the turn, it's just starting to go out. This being a flat surf beach, I find this actually doesn't fish that well at the top of the tide. I usually fish this about the last couple of hours down of the tide falling, and then when the tide turns and comes back up again, fish it about halfway up the beach. It's almost as if the fish hang about on the bits of the beach that's not exposed at low tide. I fished it all the way up, I fished either side of the high tide. It's not particularly brilliant. However, I do intend to fish this in the summer at night. As with everything, there's a reason. Years ago there used to be nets on this beach, and they used to catch the wild salmon and sea trout. Because of the fears of the numbers of salmon and sea trout dropping so dramatically, the nets have been taken off, and the family that used to fish now put lobster creels out instead. But the interesting thing is, I used to know the guy who put the nets out. He knew I was a fisherman. The bycatch was what interested me in those nets. Not so much the salmon and sea trout, which was interesting to see, but the other species of fish that used to come were the ones that were really interesting to me. Some of the fish that used to turn up in the nets, in particular down this end, closer to the cliffs towards Oozing, were quite interesting. Clear sign of climate change. A lot of thick-lit grey mullet used to turn up in the net. I've tried fishing over there at Bowding with bread and coarse fishing gear to see if I could catch a mullet, but never had a bite, didn't see anything. But what I have caught on here are some decent dabs, flounders, a modest sized bass. Around the corner I have caught plaice. Now I've seen plaice in those nets on here, and he also used to catch the odd turbot. And I'm just wondering, if I get the tide right and I fish into the dark, I wonder what I get on this beach. I can't ask anybody else because I'm the only person that fishes on here regularly. Indeed, most of the local anglers in this area only fish in the winter. They don't bother fishing in the summer apart from catching a few mackerel. Interesting to know what's in here. This is nice, a good bit of surf running at the moment. Just a little bit strong for fishing for the flatties. Primarily because the water's a little bit dirty. And I think that the bass and the flatties are sight feeders. And I think they need clean water. I've done less well on here when the water's muddy. I don't want to be too rough. If it gets any rougher, then I'll be on those rocks over there and we'll see if we can catch a cod. There's a bit of swell, a little bit of surf, a little bit of turbulence in the water. If this wind stays coming from the south-southeast, you never know, we might be out again trying for another codling. No sign of any birds or anything like that. Just these little waders on the tide line. All these sanderlings running by. I don't know whether the camera's picking them up or not. They're just not bothered by humans at all. When I'm fishing down here, they come really close. I'm just standing still, not moving about. And they're barely 20 feet away. Right, this is just a short clip. Just to say as much as anything, thank you again for viewing my videos. Keep your eyes peeled. I'm hoping I'll be fitting out again fishing and give you something worth watching in the none too distant future. Bye for now.